So first off, tell me about yourself. ERP, why don't you start?
Uh, I am a mage on the server. I kill everybody.
The Gambinos, one of Garnet's most well-known clans in the server. They're infamous for their recruiting practices, and they're famous for their style. I spent over 10 hours interviewing people across Garnet to get a better understanding of the Gambino clan, what they stand for, how they operate, and how they live their day-to-day life. Before we can get into the documentary, first you need to see Jacob St. Pierre's interview. He's the mastermind behind the Gambinos, and to understand the Gambinos, you need to understand him.
So tell me about yourself.
I'm the godfather of the Italian mafia. I do illegitimate businesses.
So when did you make the Gambino family?
It was 2018, and it originally started as a group. We maxed out a party to have them out mugging people together, because this server, it's hard to like mug people that have perks and shit. So we would all get together and mug people, and then if shot one of us, the others could shoot. And then we moved into the original the white apartments next to the gas station. Was the original Gambino base, and then it grew from there. And we started getting members that wanted to do it like every day. And yeah, we ended up making a mob, and we took all the rankings from like the actual mob structure charts for the Gambino mob. And yeah, we've been on the server for like 5 years.
Tell me about some of your most loyal members.
Well, we got Cowers, but he's gone now. He took a hit. OG Bob the Builder is he used to run the old party, and he's the second in the command. He's the underboss. Kenny's been really good this past year. We have Skyzo, H More. There's a bunch of guys that I can't even. There's Antonio, and yeah, we just have a ton of guys. The Discord's like 30 people, but it used to be about double that. Where we had to move some people around, and some guys chose to go to Atomic and run things there.
Are you proud to be a Gambino?
Yeah, I like it. It's more, it's a family. It's a crime family. It's cool to take the structure of like an actual Italian mafia and kind of put it on the server. This server has like Crips, Bloods, and Grove Street classes for criminals, but there's nothing that could have kind of all jobs, except for like clans. But clans are kind of exclusionist, and I like to, like you saw yesterday, like that Tony guy. He's still on today, and yeah, like I like to bring in low-level guys and give them jobs, and then eventually you get kind of a big group, and a lot of them choose to stay, and then yeah, they make it makes it better for new level players to kind of hop on the server and get set up, because we give them guns and we help them make some money, and then eventually they're more inclined to hop on the server again and keep doing it with us.
Have you received any hate for being a Gambino?
Oh yeah, I don't know. There's a lot of groups that are kind of rivals, and then with leading something like this, you can't really you can kind of tell people how they should conduct with like Gambino members and stuff, but you always get a few that like they'll be super cool to you, but then you'll start to hear stuff that they're not behaving right. And that's kind of where we run into, like, a lot of people are like, oh, I like Jacob, but his group isn't something I like, because like I leave, or I don't know that one of my members is like, I don't know, like targeting somebody or something like that for raids or shit like that. And you're managing a lot of people, so like you can't control everything they do. But I definitely like it. I like the guys that hop on, and I like us doing kind of like, things that haven't been brought to the server, kind of like extortion and trying to corrupt police and stuff.
Do you think the Gambinos are seen positively in the server?
Yeah, I think the key guys are kind of respected. I think overall the org, I think low level players really like it, the ones that we kind of help out and stuff. But I think other players kind of have trouble with that. I don't know. At times, like yesterday, you saw when we were really big, like mass raiding with 15 people, or like kind of trying to puppet the government with like who we choose as mayor and who we kill and stuff like that. I think people kind of have a problem with it. And the other orgs, they'll have like a lot of like prestige players and stuff, but they won't let in low level players. And then when the low level players kind of get in a big group where they can kill somebody who's like spent like $60 to be good at the server, then I feel like they get a little pissed. Yeah, I don't know. This server, there's not a lot of new players. It's usually the server is full of people who have been here for like ever and have a lot of pay to win weapons and stuff. And then you kind of switching stuff up when you have like a huge group of low level players that are all on the same team, and you've armed them all and given them money to get themselves health and armor.
Do you think that the hate towards your group is deserved?
No, but I don't know. It's not a fully hate to the group, but they'll mention the Gambinos in it. But usually it's a hate towards like a specific member. Like I'll have people come up to me all the time and they're like, "Oh, I really like you guys, and this group that's on today is good, but the group that was on yesterday pulled such and such, or the one person was leading it." And you kind of you're hoping people act the best that they can, but sometimes you'll have guys that are kind of running things, and then they're not running things, kind of looking out for others. Or we had another member, Patrick Bateman, that we let go. That he would like lock new players in rooms and stuff, and we had to address that because everybody kind of does it differently, and at times it's really structured, and then at other times it's like a big group of guys that might not be doing exactly how they should and stuff, and I don't know, just killing too many people or stuff like that. So like last night when I hop off, I kind of name somebody who's in charge, and then when they hop off, they do that, and it's kind of like playing telephone with like rules that they should kind of follow and stuff. We have the rules for our group in our Discord, but yeah, you're just kind of you're passing along to somebody who later in the night when they hop off will pass it along to somebody, and it can eventually turn into, I don't know, guys killing the wrong people and stuff like that.
So Jacob makes the Gambinos sound like a clan who do some necessary evils to earn money, but try to keep it civilized overall. But how civilized do they truly keep it? In this documentary, we will be diving deep into the Gambinos and how they're seen across the server. We're going to begin with some of Jacob's very own Gambinos, and we're going to see how they truly feel about the Gambino family.
Start by telling me about yourself and who you are in the Gambino family.
I'm OG Bob the Builder. I've been an underboss multiple times. I've been a part of the Gambino 3 separate occasions. One back a while ago, back in 2018, when I was, well, mostly, I think I was like pretty low level back. Joined up, rose through the ranks, and became an underboss. Then again, I think maybe 2020, I came back, become an underboss again, and then now, where, as you can see, I am an underboss again.
And so how did you join the Gambinos in the first place?
They had this cool looking pizza place, like near the fountain in that base that goes into the, like right next to the tunnel. You know what I'm talking about. They had a cool looking base there, and I just kind of joined up from there. Hung out with them a lot.
Do you agree with the tactics used by the Gambinos to get more people to join?
Oh yeah, for sure.
So let's go over how the Gambinos actually recruit new members. Step 1. Find a base who isn't affiliated with the Gambinos.
Hey Bob, you in there?
Gang come from what?
Hey, get in here, Mr. Revision.
He's in
That's
the
okay.
cinema.
Get in
One of the
here.
guys.
Alright, Pony, block the door really quick.
Step 2. Coerce them to join.
Mr. Revision, you've been doing hits without the Gambino's permission.
I
You
didn't
gotta
kill
join the
anyone yet.
Italian mafia if you're gonna be doing hits.
And step 3. Profit.
Okay.
Would you say that the Gambinos have a problem
Alright.
keeping members?
We've never had a problem keeping members. It's just most of the time if we lose a member, it's one of the low levels, that just don't stay interested in the server. Most of the people who, stay and stick around for a while, they stick around for a while. Unless, we get rid of them because they incited us or other reasons. But most of the time, people who stick around, stick around.
And would you say that the Gambino family is hated among the server?
Well, yeah, not a lot of the other clans like us, except for probably GN. We're cool with them. Saints, well, yeah, they're just our direct rivals, so...
Tell me about yourself, Kenny.
My name is Kenny. I've been playing this server for 5 months.
How long have you been a Gambino for?
3 months.
And what do you think about Jacob?
He's a good guy. He's He's a great man.
Would you say that the Gambino is a nice family?
Yeah, it's very, very nice. I get treated really well, and
Sound more
I
convincing.
get I get money a lot. If they give us a lot of money if you join, it's just great.
Would you say that you're not speaking from duress right now, in that you're speaking from the heart?
I am speaking from the heart right now. Like, I am not under stress at all.
And no one's forcing you to say anything?
Nope.
Yeah, no one's
I am
forcing
a-
you to say anything.
I am a proud capo, and I love, yes, I love the Gambinos.
And your family are
Wonderful.
safe, right? And they're not being held hostage?
Oh yes, as long as you're not an enemy of us, you're safe. You're safe and sound.
Remember, your daughter's name is Jeremiah.
Would you agree with the Gambino tactics of how they get new members?
Oh yeah, 100%. It's amazing. It works so well.
What do you think about the other clans, like the EXGs, the GNs?
Oh, the EXGs can go suck my and the Saints, I like them on a personal level, just not as a clan.
And would you say the other clans like the Gambinos?
Absolutely not. We're like one of the most hated clans. We don't let that stop us from taking over Garnet Gaming.
And why do you guys think you're so hated?
Basically our tactic of how we execute things. But I think it's fine and it's the best tactic.
What do you think about Jacob?
Jacob's a great man.
All right. Well, I think this is a good interview. I think you were definitely speaking honestly, and you were not under any threat.
Good job, Kenny. I'm proud
Hey,
of you.
thank you, man. Thank
Your
you.
daughter Jeremiah will be very happy.
Tell me about yourself, Tony.
There ain't much to be told about me. I'm just a regular old murderer. I like killing people.
When did you join the
Profit.
Gambinos?
Not too recently. Kind of just joined. Pretty fun. Seemed like a pretty fun deal, you know.
So I see there's a law number 7. It says you, Tony. Can you tell me why?
Well, I made the mayor overdose. And I'm gonna kill him.
What do you think about the Gambino family so far?
I love the Gambinos. I'll ride or die. F everybody else.
Have you ever broken server rules for the Gambino family?
Mayhaps.
Well, I'm aware that you used to be a Gambino prostitute. Can you tell me why you were a prostitute for the
Ah, shit.
Gambinos?
Well, it started as a joke, but you know, prostitutes are a great way of getting information and stuff.
What do you think about the other clans in the server?
I'm ride or die for Gambinos. I'll kill anyone that stands against us.
Do you have anything else to add that I may not have asked you about?
Not really. We're gonna go kill the mayor after this.
Why don't you start by telling me about yourself?
Hello, my name is John Wilkes Booth. I work for the Gambino.
When did you join them?
I joined the Gambino yesterday
Why did you join them?
because they're very nice. They have a fucking 7-Eleven.
So do you commit crimes for the Gambino family?
No, not crimes. I just do stuff illegally.
So you commit crimes for them. Tell me about Jacob. What's he like?
Oh, Jacob's a very nice man. When he invited me, I thought he was speaking the truth for me.
What do you mean speaking the truth?
I don't know how to explain this well, but he kind of just forced me. If I didn't join the Gambino, he would kill me.
Have you ever received any hate for being a Gambino?
Of course, from the other group, the Saints, they treat the Gambino like shit.
What have they done to you?
They speak racial slurs to me.
Tell me about the Saints. What do you think about them?
Well, they're a very stinky, poo-poo, shitty group against us.
When did you join the Gambinos?
Yesterday.
Why did you join them?
Because they keep threatening to kill me.
What do you think about the Gambinos so far?
All they do is threaten people join, and then, yeah.
Do you like the Gambinos?
No.
What do you do for the Gambino family?
Oh, I don't do anything for them. Also, can you tell them to put their guns away, please?
What the f***? Can you tell me about Jacob?
Yeah, he's the main one who goes around threatening people to join.
So do you dislike him the most?
Yeah. He stole $50,000 from me.
Start by telling me about yourself.
My name is TOG Sheep, also known as just Sheep. I enjoy long walks on the beach, farming money printers.
When did you join the Gambinos?
Not super long ago.
What do you think about the Gambino family so far?
It's pretty fun.
So what do you do for the Gambino family?
I just kind of chill around. You know, I'm kind of like the entertainer.
How much crime do you commit for the Gambino family?
A little bit here and there.
Have you ever broken server rules for the Gambino family?
Yeah. RDM, NLR, prop block, saying words I probably shouldn't have said, calling people things I probably shouldn't have called them.
Are you proud to be a Gambino?
Hell yeah, I am. I love being a Gambino. I wake up there, I eat, sleep, breathe, shit Gambino.
So tell me about Jacob.
Oh, Jacob, he's a good one. You know, I don't really talk to him that much since, you know, he's the big man. He's the one in control. He don't talk to little grunts like me.
What do you think about the Saints? I hear that they're your biggest rival.
Kind of the message man, you know, I'm cool with everybody, you know.
Tell me about yourself. Who are you?
I'm a dispensary owner. I am mildly autistic.
When did you join the Gambinos?
It was last week. A guy named Jacob came into my dispensary, held a gun up to my face and said, if I don't join the Gambinos, he's gonna murder me.
What do you think about the Gambino family?
I'm pretty threatened by them. They just take all my money. I haven't seen my wife and kid in 3 days.
So, what do you do for the Gambinos?
I'm a dispensary owner. I own a building and sell drugs there.
Are you proud to be a Gambino?
If I say otherwise, I'd be shot and murdered.
Do you have anything to add that I may not have talked about?
Whoever's watching this, please, I have a wife and kids. They're holding me off.
Wow.
We've now seen how the recruiting process works for the Gambinos, and how Jacob's men feel about him. Let's interview the Gambinos' biggest rivals, the Saints.
When did you join the Saints?
I mean, I'm the creator, so at the beginning.
What exactly do you do for the Saints?
I organize everything, make sure nobody's breaking the Discord server rules, make sure everybody's not messing with other clans they're not supposed to, stuff like that, roleplay things, yeah.
What do you think about the Gambinos?
They're just bums, straight bums asking people for money.
What do you think about the Gambinos' leader, Jacob?
I've never really had so many interactions with him, but the ones I did, they've never been good. We had a meeting a while back with Patrick, one of their members. We had this whole like truce going on or whatever, and Jacob just f***ing straight up murked me. So yeah.
How long did the truce last?
Like actually not even a full day. Probably just, if it did, it was probably like just 24 hours.
So why did you form the Saints?
Basically, kind of like revenge. I joined the Gambinos for like 1 day as an assassin, right? And the next day I was like, yo, what's up? I'm Gambino or whatever. And somebody told them on Discord to just kill me because I was in their base. I just got betrayed for no reason, and then like 1 or 2 days later, just make the clan grow.
So you and the Gambinos fight pretty often then?
Nah, not pretty often. Ever since that ban wave happened when a bunch of Gambinos got banned, they haven't really been that active apart from a couple of days here and there.
Do you have anything to add that I may not have asked you about that you want to say?
I just want to say that the Saints will never ask anybody for money for protection, never raid people that are just, you know, already explicitly said that, you know, they're trying to be chill with the Saints. And if there's anything that the Saints do that's wrong, anybody can PM me or just see what I can do depending on the situation. And yeah, Gambinos aren't really that nice around here.
So tell me about yourself.
I am Gabox. I'm a staff here on Garnet.
When did you join the Saints?
That's a pretty good question. A while ago, actually.
What do you think about the Gambinos so far?
Well, before even joining the Saints, I was like against the Gambinos and stuff because of some particular people, but most of them, like, I liked them and stuff, but there were some people that were a big no-no for me because of stuff that they did.
So what do you know about Jacob?
He's a pretty cool guy. Most of the times, there's sometimes that for some reason he just kills me for no reason.
For this next interview, this person's identity has been hidden to protect them from the Gambinos, and their volume has also been lowered to protect your ears.
So tell me about yourself.
Well, The Gambinos raided me. I never want to go through that experience again. That's why I joined the Saints.
So would you say you're traumatized after the Gambinos raided you?
Yes, 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 yes.
Can you tell me why they raided you?
Because I didn't join them, and they suck.
Are you in hiding because of them?
Yeah.
Do you think the Gambinos are seen positively in the server?
No, everyone hates them.
Do you think it's deserved?
Yes.
While interviewing people, I've heard some very interesting stories. One person reported that they had trauma after a raid. What do you have to say about that?
I don't know. I think that they might have been trolling. I don't know how you can give somebody trauma through Gmod.
There are some people that claim that they have trauma after the Gambinos went through their store and raided them. What do you have to say about that?
I'm Red Baby Hype, right? I'm part of the Saints.
When did you join the Saints?
About near June and July, around that time.
What do you do for the Saints?
I just play around, man. We don't really have much, we don't really have specific roles or anything like that, but we just have fun, you know, play the game.
What do you think about the Gambinos?
The Gambinos, I don't have much opinions, considering that I don't have any connections with them, other than the times that they've, tried to raid me.
Do the Saints and the Gambinos have some bad blood?
I would say so, but, it's just a game.
Have you and the Gambinos ever fought?
Yes, like I said, they've tried to raid me, I've killed them, they've killed me.
So I understand you recently betrayed the Gambinos. Why did you?
The Gambinos they just lost in the wind. You don't see much of them no more. Admaxis, he one of my pals. I was like, hey man, let me join. He's like, sure. So I was like, okay. And so now I'm a Saint.
Were you ever loyal to the Gambinos?
I really wasn't even in the Gambinos to begin with. I was just riding on the coattails.
Were you a Saint spy?
No, I just joined the Saints yesterday, 24 hours ago. So I'm kind of new.
In our previous interview, you said that you enjoyed long walks on the beach. Is that still true?
Yeah. I kind of go out to the beach sometimes and I stroll. I think about a lot.
Before you betrayed the Gambinos, in the last interview I asked, quote unquote, are you proud to be a Gambino? And you responded, quote unquote, hell yeah, I am. I love being Gambino. I wake up, eat, shit, breathe Gambino.
I don't remember saying that. If I did, it was probably a lie.
We have that on video evidence.
Wait, what?
Are you proud to be a Gambino?
Hell yeah, I am. I love being a Gambino. I wake up I eat, sleep, breathe, shit, Gambino. I didn't mean that. I didn't mean none of that.
Did your original interview have any truth in it?
I like long walks on the beach.
Tell me about yourself.
Alright, my name's Aris Dead. Joined the server a couple months back, and the first guy I met was a Saints member who let me join his base.
What do you do for the Saints?
I'm pretty sure I'm a captain.
What do you think about the Gambinos?
With that, it's a really 50-50 for me. I love some of the Gambinos. There's some pretty cool guys, but at the end, I can't stand most of them.
What do you know about the Gambino leader?
I never met him.
Do you think the Gambinos are seen positively in the server?
No. Anyone that said anything about the Gambinos would immediately get raided, even if they're brand new to the server.
Did the Saints have a truce with the Gambinos at one point?
Yeah. I was actually there for that.
Who broke the truce?
I did, technically.
What do you mean?
Based in their territory. But that's just because, well, technically, from my point of view, was not in the wrong here. Sort of was, but sort of wasn't. I went and based in territory after they took over our HQ, even though they know it's HQ, they know they're not supposed to base there. So I went and based over here and kept just being a pain, basically.
So you're admitting to fault in that situation?
I will admit a little bit was my fault, but at the same time, they took over our HQ after I kept asking if they could move it.
After hearing all the Saints interviews, I wanted to go back to Jacob to clarify some subjects, but Jacob was off visiting another branch of the Gambinos, breaking some kneecaps to people who didn't pay him money. So I settled on his second in command, Bob the Builder.
You're second in command of the Gambinos, that's correct, right?
Yeah.
Have the Gambinos ever sent spies to the Saints?
We have.
Have the Saints ever sent spies to the Gambinos?
Yeah.
Before I ask about this, I want to let you know that I've gotten conflicting reports from the Saints about it. Can you set the record straight? Was there a truce brokered between the Gambinos and the Saints?
Yes. It didn't last long, and I didn't agree with it.
Who broke the truce?
No idea.
How do you feel about the traitor Sheep?
Sheep is exactly what his name entitles.
Would you be willing to make another truce?
At this point, the tensions between the Gambinos and the Saints are an all-time high, with a member of the Gambinos betraying Jacob and turning to the Saints. And no sign of a peace treaty in sight, the Gambinos plan a raid on the Saints' headquarters. What follows is real footage from the raid. Viewer discretion advised. The government has a formidable power in the city against anyone they see fit to use said power on. The mayor controls an entire police force and has the power to initiate lockdowns across the city. But what do they think about the Gambinos? Are they under the Gambinos' control? Have they been bribed or forced to join the Gambinos? Is the government unaffiliated with the Gambinos? Or is the government even going to tell the truth? That's for you to decide after seeing their interviews.
Well, Mr. Mayor, it's a pleasure meeting you.
Yeah, it's good to be here.
Tell me about yourself, Mr. Mayor.
So I'm a simple mayor. I like to enforce the laws of the county here. A lot of the citizens don't like the laws I put in place, but I believe on my end keeps everybody safe.
Tell me about the Gambinos.
The Gambinos. Yeah, they're really good people. I grew up with them. I've always seen them do nice things. They help out our community. Well, whenever the mayor's life is at risk, he's always there to help me out.
And would you consider yourself Gambino?
Yes, absolutely.
Do the Gambinos commit any crime?
Definitely not.
Do you think the Gambinos are seen positively in the community?
Oh yeah, absolutely.
Just want to clarify, you are not being threatened by the Gambinos at all, correct?
No, the gun's being pointed at my head right now. They are voluntary.
And why do you volunteer for the guns to be pointed at your skull?
Because they're shiny, they're quick to action. If someone were to burst in here, they'd be able to take action immediately.
So, have you heard of the Gambinos before?
I have. I was a former member, and then I got ejected out.
Why were you
It's really
ejected?
sad. Because my friend, he killed somebody, and he was my friend, so they ejected me out.
What did you do for the Gambinos?
Nothing. Now that I think about it, that's probably why I got ejected out.
Have you ever committed a crime for the Gambinos?
I think I killed a guy.
Can you tell me about Jacob?
Oh, yeah, that guy is so cool. He's really strong and cool and muscular.
Have you ever received any hate for being a Gambino?
I don't think I have, no. I think I received love and open arms.
Do you think Gambinos are seen positively on the server?
I'd assume so.
Tell me about yourself.
So yeah, I've been a law enforcement official for the last 12 years. Moved the wife and kids out here. It's a pretty good city, pretty good area. And yeah, I've just been, making sure the community stays safe.
Can you tell me about the Gambino family?
The Gambino the Gambino family has contributed just so much to this community. They just give and give.
Do you say the Gambino family is a positive group?
Oh my gosh, about as positive as the nipple end of a battery, I gotta say.
How much crime do you think the Gambino family commits?
I mean, I've never heard of any crime. I mean, unless there's a crime against, being just so nice and generous with your time and with your money.
Have you been given any money to say anything during this interview?
Not at all. I don't know what would give you that impression. I'm certainly not the type that would squander my money on a bunch of just, random things that no police officer should have ever gotten a hold of.
So, can you tell me about Jacob, the owner of the Gambinos?
Well, I think you mean the glorious leader of the Gambinos. Jacob and I, we go way back. He is just a pretty solid guy. Like I said, he always contributes to the community. He's a family man. He sets his mind something. He makes sure that there is an execution in place.
So would you say that the Gambino family is positively seen in the server?
Ever since they've been here, the unemployment has gone down. There's certain small businesses that have really benefited from them, such as the morticians. They've done very well thanks to the Gambinos.
So some people claim that they get their bases raided and killed from the Gambinos. What do you have to say about that?
I must say these are baseless accusations.
Do you have anything you want to add that I may not have asked you about?
We want everyone in this city to know we're looking out for them in their best interests, and also some of our best interests.
After finishing up recordings for the day, Jacob and his goons came on set and told me to start recording. This video you're about to see is highly disturbing. Viewer discretion is advised. So you're telling me the mayor isn't paying taxes?
Yeah.
What are you going to do to him? What's about to happen to this mayor?
Nah, don't worry about it. Look at that.
After the horrific events that happened on set, I hired 3 squeakers to clean the blood and was back to interviewing people. This time, it was the normal everyday citizens of the city. Here are their perspectives and their stories.
Start by introducing yourself. Who are you?
I'm Duck, and I've been making gun shops for a while. They've been getting raided, and I've been killed so many times. I've thought about giving up, but I haven't gave up yet.
Gun shop, you got no goose.
Oh, we ready? Alright, I got a tool gun.
We can blow up the printers if everybody steps back.
Stop right there, criminal scum.
Do you know who the Gambinos are?
First, they tried teaming with me. Second, they killed me and raided every single one of my bases.
When did you first interact with the Gambinos?
About a week ago.
And how'd that first interaction go?
It was okay at first, but then they stole my printers, they killed me, and they broke everything that I had.
How many times do you think they've raided you?
7 times.
Do you know who Jacob is?
No.
He's the leader of the Gambinos.
Oh, him.
What would you say to him if you were able to send him a message?
He's gay.
Do you think that the Gambinos are seen positively in this server?
No, not mostly, depending on who they would like.
Do you think that they deserve the hate that they get?
Yes, 100%.
So tell me about yourself.
Hello, my name is Sand Eater. I eat sand.
And do you know who the Gambinos are?
I do. Notorious Italian mob.
Tell me a little bit about them.
The Gambinos are an Italian mob that RDM everyone, and I kill them all because they suck.
Would you argue that they're the worst clan in the server?
By far, either that or 3D.
What do you think about the Saints?
If they're killing Gambinos, I love them.
And what about the Zaws?
As a Zaws member, I'm proud to be a part of this great clan. I don't really contribute much, but I like walking around and shooting people in the face. And I believe that is supported here at Zaws.
And so, would you say Zaws and the Gambinos have good relations?
Not as long as I live.
Tell me a little bit about yourself.
Mostly a hobo stand for the most part. About 1,500 hours into being a hobo for the most part. I just come here and vibe and pretty much it, dude. Give guns away so people can mass RDM, you know?
So what do you think about the Gambinos?
I don't know, they seem kind of cringy, I ain't gonna lie. I don't understand what they do. It seems like anyone just puts it in their name and suddenly they're a Gambino.
Have you ever seen them break server rules before?
Yeah, all the time. The RDM, mass RDM, doxing, they name it, they've done it.
Can you go over the doxing incident with me?
Yeah, so from what I know, Calrus had leaked a fake IP address and got banned, and then Calrus got on, I think, and then Calrus had this feud with Computer, and if you know Computer, his profile picture on the forums and his Steam profile picture is just his face, so Calrus took his profile picture and just posted it in some Discord and got banned for doxing.
Have you ever witnessed any hate towards the Gambino family?
Oh yeah, all the time. Every day that there's a Gambino on, there's hate towards them.
So do you say most people in the server don't like the Gambinos?
Oh yeah, 100%.
So tell me about yourself.
My name's Star Phantom.
I'm a moderator for Garnet Gaming, and I'm part of the typical group.
So what do you know about the Gambinos?
All I know is they've created too many issues for the staff team, me included. We spent like an hour trying to figure out a single sit because they were being difficult with us. And I was forced, well not really forced, I was bought into defending one of their bases, and I took a sit and someone was being a prick to me because I had the Gambino tag, which, valid, they suck. The only good person in that Gambino shit is Jacob, which, yeah.
Can you tell me about some of the things they've done wrong?
From what I can tell, they broke rules so many times just to get back at someone, so I'm assuming most of them are egotistical, and like I said, the only good one I've interacted with is Jacob.
How many rule violations do you think they commit?
Too many times two.
Do you think the Gambinos are seen positively in this server?
Definitely not.
So start by telling me about yourself.
My name is Serial Designation, and yeah, that's pretty much all you need to know about myself.
What do you know about the Gambinos?
All I know is I think they're Italian of sort. They're pretty cool. I think my son might be a closeted Gambino member. His mom got custody of him.
Would you like to become a Gambino one day?
If I ever want to see my son again, I might become a Gambino.
What do you think about the Saints?
They killed my ex-wife, who had custody of my son. My son, he's 16 and he's at the orphanage right now, but he's a Gambino.
What was your first interaction with the Gambinos like?
They were basing in a motel and left a door completely unguarded, so I broke in and gunned down at least 30 people.
Have you ever worked with the Gambino family?
I don't think I have, no.
Do you think the Gambinos are seen positively on the server?
Yeah, I would say so.
Tell me about yourself.
I'm a Garry's Mod player. I've played for a very long time. I've been playing on the server for a few years, and I'm a former member of the Gambinos.
So what do you think about the Gambinos?
I love them. They're cool guys.
How much crime do you think you've committed for the Gambinos?
Definitely a lot. Definitely killed a lot of people.
Would you say you're proud to have worked for the Gambinos?
It's not something I would really brag about, but I wouldn't be like closeted about it either. You know, I would tell people if I was a Gambino. So.
Do you think the Gambinos are seen positively in the server?
No. It's mostly by tryhards that don't like them. I think most people are okay with them, actually. But, you know, like clans like EXG and, you know, the other ones, that are, you know, been staples, that have a lot more sweats in them. Definitely look at Gambino as a lesser clan, because Gambino hires a lot of new players.
Do you think the hatred towards them is deserved?
I mean, a little bit. They're kind of mean to people who don't, you know, give money to them. So, I mean, maybe if you've been slighted by the Gambinos, then I would get it. They're good people. They have good people.
Can you give me an example of some of the good people?
Jacob St. Pierre. He was pretty cool. I remember him.
So first off, tell me about yourself. ERP, why don't you start?
I am a minge on the server. I kill everybody.
Big Mike, it's me. I used to be a minge, right? Still am, but now I'm staff, right?
Are you guys part of the Gambino family?
No.
So what do you guys think about the Gambino family?
Honestly, I just raided them and killed all of them. I don't really like them.
Sure, I feel like there's like too many clans on the server.
So why don't you like them?
I feel like every Gambino person I've met is toxic.
So would you say you're a Gambino critic?
Yeah.
On a scale of like 1 to 10, 1 being least and 10 being the most, how much do you want to kill them?
11.
Have you ever broken any of the server rules trying to kill the Gambinos?
Yes.
Are you proud of your actions?
Yes.
What do you think about clans in general?
I think they're stupid. Sauce is the only good clan out here.
Do you have anything to add that I might not have asked you about?
This guy's a
So start by telling me about yourself.
I'm EXG Sarik. I have like 1,000 hours or something like that, a little over that. I'm pretty hated towards most of the terrible clans.
Why are you hated by the other clans?
Because I raid them, just for fun.
Have you ever broken server rules for the EXGs?
Yeah, I mean, yeah.
What do you know about Jacob St. Pierre?
He's a pretty cool guy. I've talked to him before.
What do you think about the Gambinos?
So besides like Jacob and Cowries, the entire team needs to be demolished.
What do you think about the Saints?
It's like a knockoff version of the Gambinos. It's also a dumpster fire, but worse.
What's worse about it?
They're all terrible at the game. They don't know what they're doing. They get very toxic very easily.
Can you give me an example of some of the toxic things they've done?
So I raided them, blew up all their prints, and they said some very hatred things towards me. They called me like a loser, a no-life. I need to go touch some grass.
Do you touch grass? I'm just curious.
You know, I have football practice every day for 2 hours, and then I also have school, so yeah.
Well, is it turf or is it grass?
It's turf.
So you don't touch grass.
Well, there's grass on the way there.
Okay, fair enough.
Now that you've seen everyone's side, I leave you with this question. Who are the Gambinos to you? Friends? Enemies? A group of people just trying to get by? Or something worse? In the over 20 hours I put into making this, I've come to a conclusion from my own opinion. The Gambinos are just like everyone else. Greedy fucks who attacked my 7-Eleven. You all f***ing do it. The EXGs, the Saints, the 3Ds, the Fubars, the Sauces, the GNs, literally every f***ing clan raids my f***ing 7-Eleven. I just want to f***ing sell Slurpees in peace, you f***ing f***ing you. Yeah, that f***ing 7-Eleven John Wilkes-Booth was talking about earlier, that was my f***ing 7-Eleven that they f***ing stole. Unironically, f*** you. Like, genuinely, f*** every single person that touched my f***ing 7-Eleven. The f***ing assholes who broke my windows, the j***s who kept keep had cracking my door, the bozos who broke into my back room, the j***s that nerve gassed, the morons that kept slamming on my door, the everything, the you. Genuinely, you. Every clan there is, you if you touched my 7-Eleven. To every individual that touched my 7-Eleven, you too. Stay away from my 7-Eleven. It's that simple. I don't understand. There's a KOS sign, and when I tell you to leave, you should leave. It's my 7-Eleven. Doesn't need to be owned by any of you. Build your own 7-Eleven down the street. I don't know. Build a Cumberland Farms or some bullshit. Build a Wow Wow or whatever a Wawa. That's what I meant to say. Build a Wawa. You all.